Hello everybody and welcome to today's episode. And today's episode is sort of a bit of a victory lap for me because I've just done something very hard. Where I live, spring break just ended, and over spring break I edited all the Forts videos I need to edit and I posted them. And you probably noticed that, and if you're a long time watcher of my channel, you know what Forts is. It's a series that me and Starlight started a couple of years ago, and it's taken us a while to finish and edit, and SMP the Miniseries really was just a chance for us to work on something else than Forts for a bit. Now, we are finishing up Forts, and over the summer, SMP the Miniseries is actually going to go a bit on the back burner. We might have like a revival episode every once in a while, but it's not going to be our main focus because we will be starting a new series this summer, which I'm pretty sure you've heard me and Starlight talk about before, but just for future reasons and planning reasons, I'm not going to say exactly when we're starting it. We just know it's probably sometime this summer, and that it's coming soon. At least for us, it's going to seem a lot sooner than for you guys. We have been working on starting this series for a while. We have the entire cast for the series, and we're super excited to see how you guys like the series too. But me and Starlight are currently in the planning phases for that series, so it's coming, but not quite yet. And I just wanted to announce that a bit to let you guys know that's why I haven't posted an SMP the Mini series in a while, and why I did that big Forts dump, because I really need to get all those edited, and I did, and I posted them, and it was a great victory. I literally jumped up and down when I finished editing the last one. But now today we are working on something else. So in today's episode, I am planning on turning all this into farmland. I know it's probably a bit ambitious, but that's sort of what I'm thinking. So this was actually just to sort of scope out how much land I wanted to use for wheat and stuff, but I'm sort of abandoning that frame or perspective really, and I'm going to basically section off items by how I feel fit. Like in Forts, I literally added sections for different rows of crops, so that's pretty much my plan right now. You can see the layout from the concrete I just broke. Over here, I totally forgot that I had this other ground entrance that I need to think of, so now I have to create like a little outline right here for it. So Guiji joined in. So I actually think this should be a bit more of a straight line, but that's basically just my thought process with it. I don't exactly know where this path is going to go. It just needs to be sort of separated. So that's about how long it's going to go, and this is basically what I think about when I'm choosing the path. Oh, would this look irregular? How do I want this to look? Yeah. So actually, we might want to break out slightly over here. But there we go. Now I have the little path outline for the field, so I know this field can only go up to this area in specific, and I'm probably gonna need some dirt. I abandoned this project a little while ago. It was just a little for me project on the server that I abandoned. Also, you guys probably don't know this yet, but I recently moved all of the nether portals to the nether roof. It was a big undertaking, but somebody had to do it, and that person ended up being me, because, well, nobody else really wanted to. Starlight wanted to do it one day when we were recording. We were all on a call, and Starlight attempted to do it. She didn't watch until the end of the tutorial, and she was stranded on the roof for quite a bit. But we managed to allow her to teleport to go back down. But now if I come through this portal here, you'll see I'm on the nether roof. And you'll see this big structure here, which I actually designed and built. So here is the nether roof transportation system. I've worked quite a bit on this recently. has been the majority of my time. So if we go all the way over here, is the stronghold portal. I built a portal to the stronghold so that's easier if you need to go end raiding or stuff. You can see the design. I made the walls. This is probably the last stretch of the tunnel I have to build until we get a portal to Guiji's base. But I mentioned in another video, but it was just a quick moment that you could easily skipped over. Guiji joined the server, and I know it's a bit late in the season, but we have reasons that he had to join. Here's Starlight's portal. It is indicated by the carpet, so that's basically how you know it's Starlight's portal. Then you go even further down the tunnel, and you reach almost there. Mifa's portal. Mifa's portal is the absolute farthest portal. Maybe the end portal is farther from my portal. So here's Mifa's portal. And oh my goodness. I'm gonna be back with you guys because it's gonna take me a bit to get back to the nether. It took a couple minutes, but we're right back here, and I have my stuff back. Nothing despawned, luckily, so you can see here I have the carrots and all that stuff, and my travel bed, rockets, etc., etc. Everything's here. Guiji's actually in the nether now, but I don't know if he wants to be hooked up to the nether roof network. I'm going to talk to him about it later. But like I said, today we have a to-do list, and that to-do list has something to do with, has something to do with the nether portal and spawn, as well as building the crops. So like I said earlier, I'm still going to do that. I am going to turn these into farming land. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to take down or exactly what I'm going to do. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take down this land mass. Maybe remove or landscape a bit of this one. I also don't exactly know how much of this is going to be farmland or not. I haven't really designed this ahead of time. I just really knew I wanted to do it, which was my motivation for this. I do not know why I have this on as of now, but add it to my steak collection. I was giving a tour the other day to some people I knew of this world, and over here, they asked me, "Why do you have all your cows crammed in there? You like breeding them up or something?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's literally what I'm doing. I'm breeding them up for something." Of course, I didn't want to say slaughter because they probably would have been like, "Why would you want to slaughter the cows?" And my answer would have been because I need food. But anyways, back to the episode. Today, my plans have slightly changed and been added to, so I don't know how many days the farmland is actually going to take me, but I do know that the spawn portal will only take me a couple of minutes, actually. So that's probably going to be the first thing we do. I'm going to not do a replay mod time-lapse just because it is really, really, really annoying to have to go into the nether and do a replay mod because it generally corrupts that part of the recording. So I'm just going to do a regular, from my perspective, time-lapse for that, and then I'm going to build the farmland. So I will see you guys in those time-lapses. Okay, so we are starting this time-lapse pretty chillly. I could not find my footage again for the nether portal time-lapse, but I'll just summarize pretty quickly while you watch me do my wheat fields. And you might have also realized I forgot to record at the beginning of this too. But I died again in the middle of preparing the spawn portal. Luckily, I had made the spawn portal already. I just died. So I went back and through the portal and I got my stuff. So that was pretty chill and nice. And now I had to use it 2 other times during the episode, but it's fine. These crop fields, though, they took me around 4 hours. and I'm not kidding when I say 4 hours, I mean 4 hours of long, grueling work. The entire replay time-lapse was around 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours full of doing this. You might also hear right now my voice is a bit scratchy, and it's just because of allergy season. So I'm sorry you have to listen to my scratchy voice today. But, yeah, I enjoyed doing these crop fields. I eventually got, like, sort of a strategy going. I also had to speed up this time lapse on top of what I previously had done with it, because the total of the previous one was around 23 minutes long. I luckily shortened it to 6. But I personally think that this is probably one of the more, like, serene projects I will be doing on SMP the Miniseries. Now, like, all of these has been really chill. But I think this is probably one of, like, the more serene things that are outdoors. Next episode, I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do next episode. I just know that there's going to be a next episode. But I am pretty happy with the outcome of what happened this episode. I got a couple of things done, even though it took me quite a bit longer than I hoped it would. But I feel like all of the episodes so far in this series have been a success. And I've already stated once during this episode, we are going to have a new series starting up in the coming months. Not this month, not next month. The month afterwards, maybe. And I know me and Starlight have been hyping up this series for a while, and it's just because we are so excited to start this series, but we aren't actually ready to go to it yet, because we have quite a few things we need to plan beforehand when doing it, and we have most of them planned already. We basically just need to get everybody ready to start the series, which is going to happen very soon, and it will be sad when you probably don't get quite a few SMP the Miniseries episodes, but I think this new series is going to be a different step for the channel in a good way. Now, we all being me, Starlight, and Mifa, and Guiji, who is on this server, have been very excited for this series for quite a bit of time. But we aren't exactly sure what to do yet with it. So, we are going to start it soon, but we have quite a few other things we need to do ahead of time. You might also notice that during this time lapse, I had to go back and do a couple of things again and again just because I didn't have enough seeds, or I didn't have enough potatoes or carrots. At the end of the time lapse, I actually don't finish the potato area, and it is majorly because I was out of potatoes and I had to sit there for another good chunk of time waiting for me to fill the potato field. And I do the same sort of thing with the carrot field, but I actually finish it. You can also see in this part of the time lapse where I add in the spruce fencing with some lanterns, and then I build it for the different sides too. I have to disappear for a bit to get more fencing and more slabs and torches to light up this last area for the potatoes. You can see I have an acacia tree in the middle, which I totally forgot existed until I was standing there like, why is there an acacia tree? Okay, let me just chop it down real quick. Nothing caused like a real setback with this. I had all the materials I needed, except for the seeds, of course. I had all the materials I needed to accomplish this project. I actually have quite a few leftovers from building this project. I had to make too many hoes, though. If we ever, like, compare statistics in this series, I'm probably going to win most hoes. Crafted, broken, anything, as well as pickaxes. Because I have mined quite a few things. Now, you can also see here, I started to put in some potatoes, and then I flied up, and I switched the perspective here on purpose, because you probably can't tell too well, but I went around putting all the torches into fences with lamps, and then we end the time lapse. Hello everybody and welcome back from the time lapses. I probably said in the time lapse I made a couple of mistakes with them. For both of them I started recording a bit late, so there was already a bit of work done, but I will tell you that over 4 hours of work went into these crop fields. 4 hours. The potatoes were obviously the hardest, and you can see they are now fully growing in their field. Oh my goodness. I'm not happy now. I was having a great day. Well, I was having an okay day, honestly. I was having an okay day, and then I come on to Minecraft ready to finish up my episode, and I see this. I'm not kidding when I say this is like my literal worst nightmare right now. I was dissed earlier today by one of the people I know, and it was not happy. I'm just not in a good mood today. Now, I was in a good mood earlier. I was like, yeah, I did really good today. I can record my episode. I can do well. And then I see this. I am literally going to text Starlight, and I'm going to be like, Starlight, what did you do to my potatoes? What the fudge did you do to my potatoes? Because, as you obviously saw there, that stupid empty patch is not organic. I did not do that, which is why I'm so angry. I literally texted Starlight yesterday after she trampled some of my other crops, and I literally told her, you better not touch my potatoes. I spent the most time on my potatoes. If you touch my potatoes, I am coming after you with the eagle. The eagle is my bow, if you don't know from the end episode. I got a particular bow. It's a very good bow. It's power 3 and punch 1 with infinity, so the eagle is one of my favorites, in my personal opinion. But I literally told her, do not touch my potatoes under any circumstance. And look what I find when I come online. My potatoes are tampered with. I am not happy. Not happy at all. Not one bit. Okay. Anyways, back to happy and not angry stuff. Anger is not a good thing to do, but whatever. That's what Forts is about. That's what I'm gonna do later. I basically left most of these alone. In some cases, I actually did get to the point after this where I would break the bottom one and I would hoe it down. So actually, I'll show you what I did now, since I'm just gonna pick up some wheat. It's okay if I make these patterns, because I know I made them. I know that I also did not make those patterns. So, that's why I'm not happy about those, really. I was so scared that happened. Oh my goodness, I hate it when I do that. When I jump in the water and it breaks all my hard-worked crops. Sorry, I'm in a very agitated mood after that. As you can probably tell, sad stories with Rubik's. My crops were destroyed. Now, I did this earlier too. I was showing Starlight my finished product yesterday, and she trampled on my crops, so I need to get more seeds, which is why I did this. I fixed all the spots she messed up, but I was still not happy with her. It was really my beetroots that she did the most damage, but I was not happy. it was pissed Rubik's. But yeah, so back to happy, jolly stuff. Oh, and you can probably hear. Oh no, not my poor carrots. Another thing, and it was actually after the time lapse quite a bit. And it was, I got more farmer villagers. I don't remember if it was during the time lapse or afterward. I'm pretty sure it was after the time lapse. I didn't record a bit after the time lapse. I filled in more villagers, which is basically what I did. I moved all these in. It was pretty easy. Only one other villager was harmed in the process, but that was because I wanted it to be harmed, because it escaped, and I was not happy with it. And I wanted to voice that concern with the villager, which I did. So the villager is now not a worry thing. I accidentally also got one too many villagers. So this villager, I haven't traded with it yet. It's just like my open villager right now. If I need another villager in the future, this is what that villager is going to be. But for now, I basically have 2 wheat villagers, 2 beetroot villagers, 2 potato villagers, 2 carrot villagers, and 1 anonymous farmer villager that I don't know what to do with yet. But that basically sums it up. I also have 39 emeralds in here, which I'm going to take up for transfer, as well as with some of these potatoes, because I did another thing as well. I removed the scaffolding, which I don't remember if I did that on camera or not, but I removed the scaffolding there just because I was done with it. I was like, I'm done with this scaffolding. I am going to grab different scaffolding. I literally just placed it down in the chest down there that I use sometimes when I want to transfer something up here, but I'm too lazy to come up immediately. I know I'm talking really quickly probably, but that's just because I don't know why. I'm just in a fast talking mood tonight, I guess. I also over here removed 2 of the previous things that were in here. Some things that I didn't need. Up here was grass, and over here, chorus fruit. I replaced chorus fruit with carrots, and grass with potatoes. So now I have potatoes in here. You can see some remnants of grass. And then carrots go in here, and you can see a remnant of chorus fruit actually. But there you go. I'm just gonna put the chorus fruit back for the system, but I might have accidentally put some grass through here, and I can obviously do something very important with the grass. And wait, I found seeds in there. Seeds shouldn't be in. Should seeds be in there? At this point, I don't know. It doesn't look. It looks like seeds should be in there. I generally compost seeds, if anything. I really compost them a lot. That's just how I get all my bone meal. You see here, that's my bone meal. Oh, and here's Starlight's cat. Starlight, if you remember, Starlight named one of my cats Starlight's cat. So this is now Starlight's cat that just lives at my base. Starlight said that she was all okay, so you can obviously see here that my fields are doing pretty good, and I also added the spawn portal. And so I made one slight miscalculation. It wasn't in portal placement. My portal placement was spot on. Perfect. It went to right where I wanted it to go, which was wonderful. I was very happy for that. So I died quite a few times, as you might have seen there. I died like 3 times running into this one wall, and that is what inspired this spawn portal. Starlight's portal is right there, so actually spawn is closest to her base. You can see here's the portal. I accidentally made it 1 block too tall, which is yet again my fault. It's just when I generally build it, I do 4 up when I'm thinking, which is why I thought for some reason that was how that worked, but it isn't. So here's the spawn portal. Our spawn generally spawns either in this tree right here, or on this block. So I say we're pretty good. This is exactly where we started the series, near this lava pit where we kept throwing ourselves for loss of hunger when it was taking us a while to start recording. We didn't do anything before we recorded really, other than Starlight and Mifa were trying to get their recording softwares up, and of course, as you know, my microphone was off. But we sacrificed ourselves into the lava pits quite a few times while they were doing it, and I was about to fall into that lava pit again. Anyways, also yesterday we had a couple of exciting events that I'll tell you about while I'm going back to my base. So, Starlight needed a new elytra because she has died around 3 times so far, and she's lost her elytra. She's bought multiple elytra pairs from me. I decided to stop getting paid by her to give her some of my elytra. A lot of the times I sort of bartered with a couple of other things, bringing the price down slightly. But this time I decided to just help Starlight go end raiding. So I actually have the coordinates to the end base we went to, and there were 2 simple things we took from the base, which was basically the elytra. We killed a couple of shulkers. It's mostly empty. And then the dragon head, because I started collecting dragon heads a bit too late and Starlight stole it, so I had to pay her the 5 diamonds I found in the base, which I was not happy about. But anyways, I already had 5 diamonds and 26. She was trying to overcharge me because she originally said the 5, but then she found out I had 26 diamond blocks. She was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna get more money off of you. Up here, I still have my dragon head on display, and in here is one of the dragon heads. This is probably the dragon head that we got from there. I personally love my dragon heads. They are my favorite things in the game. I really like them. But yes. Those are pretty much what happened. Also, another big thing that happened that I also forgot to mention right now was Guiji respawned the Ender Dragon. And I'm not kidding, when me and Starlight were literally end raiding, and Guiji had been on all day while I was building. You could see in the recording he was on while I was building, while I was recording. But anyways, Guiji was there, and so he obviously made the decision to get netherite that day. And then he respawned the Ender Dragon while me and Starlight were end raiding, no less. So if we had to go back, we would have to go through the full brunt of the Ender Dragon with the portal closed. Luckily, he defeated the Ender Dragon shortly after, and we were able to go home. Starlight did get a pair of elytra, which was very good and very successful. I don't know if she has the enchanted books to make it not break anymore as quickly, but whatever, because I don't really care what people do on my land a lot. Basically, the big rules are don't grief and ask me if you want to build something, because I like to know what's being built on my land. For the Christmas presents, it's sort of a different story. It's presents, so of course they're going to be placed on my land and built up here. I was very surprised by the little 2x2 cube, as you probably saw in the recording, which I was very happy to get. And then it seemed like I overlooked a bunch of stuff that we did in this episode, like going to the end. But that was, of course, just to help Starlight out a bit. Starlight considered recording, but actually it was just better that we didn't record, because sometimes when recording in the end it becomes a lot more dangerous for us, just because we are a lot more worried about talking to the audience than actually fighting, because sometimes we get in the zone when, well, me personally, I get in the zone while I'm end raiding, and I'm like, yes, kill all the shulkers, and it gets dangerous if I'm trying to talk to the audience while fighting sometimes. But anyways, that's why I generally do a time-lapse, because we talk sometimes, and other times we literally just sit there in silence. That pretty much is a summary of what has happened for the past day that I was online. Also, I might have neglected to tell you how long these exactly took me. So the replay recording is 3 hours and 36 minutes long. I'm not kidding when I say that. I got through a good chunk of the show. I'm binge watching on my phone while doing this. I got through a really good chunk, as you can imagine, many episodes. And I also spent a bit more time than that, because of course I had to wait to get the potatoes done. So I spent at least 4 hours on this. At least 4 hours. So I'm very proud with the turnout of this. You can see I had a bunch of lanterns instead of the torches. You could obviously see the way I did it. I put torches down originally. I broke up the moss that I put in a couple of episodes with torches under it. I broke that, and I went this route. You could also see that I specifically fenced off this railway for future reasons, since, until I fill all of these things with villagers, I am going to keep this inside here. In the future, if I am moving them somewhere else than inside there, I am going to make a path around so that I do not have to break through again. And if you're wondering where the actual line is drawn, I drew the line almost exactly right down the middle here. That is where I drew the line. I kept this sort of protected as well, so that's where the line is, but in here it's actually taken up some potato land, and this is all fenced off very well. But that basically is the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. You can like and subscribe to Starlight and Mifa's channels if you like. And I will see you guys in the next episode.